Okay. Are we live? Okay. So, doing a video. I've been working a lot of hours lately. So, as you can see, the little surprise, let me flip this camera. So, we have a addition video, I call it. This is we're going to add some new additions to my Masters of Flintknapping frame. This is a frame that I have. I've been reaching out to different nappers in the community, some of the different channels, and they send me points and stuff, and I'm just having a collection. Some of this stuff collected, some of it I've won from auctions from Jack Crafty, Patrick Blank's channel, and some of them, like I said, are just gifts that I've gotten from other people. So we have a new set of additional points for the Masters of Flintknapping frame. So we're going to open up. These are little pins that I have to pull out. This is just a rinker frame. This is the cheapest way to display points like this. As I get more points for the Masters frame here, I'll probably get a nice oak or a wood frame, you know, with latches and hinges on it and everything. But for now, I'm just using this rinker frame, and I'm not dissing on rinker frames. They actually work pretty good. For a lot of people, you can pick up a frame like this probably for about $8, maybe $10, I would say. Other places, you know, if you bought a wood frame, it would probably cost you 30 or 40 bucks, I would think. I don't know. I haven't bought any wood frames in a while. So anyways, so moving around, we got a Jack Crafty point from Patrick Blank or Jack Crafty. This is an auction win. And this is one of his that I won from an auction, and I put it in here because it's such a large point, as you can obviously see. And then we got a Texas Root Beer Chert Toya point, and this is a Amoeba Chert art point. These 2 points came from Sal. And then moving over here to this cluster of points, these are from a subscriber and a good friend of mine from the UK, Scott Lauer. He's one of the few British flint nappers, and this is some of his some of the local British flints that they have over there. There's a leaf blade, which is from their period of historical record. They were used as arrow points. There's a barbed and tang, which is a very popular point found over there. This one I'm not sure of. This is probably another type of European point from over there. This one could very well be also. Of course, it does kind of look like an Adena, like an American point style. And then there's this Dalton that he made. It's an American style of point. Who we're putting in the Masters of Flintknapping frame today is a very good friend. He lives in my home state of Michigan. He lives up in northern Michigan, though. I'm down in the southeast corner of Michigan. But yeah, so here's my package. We're going to do the opening up. I already opened it up, by the way, folks. And there's some little bit of card stock in there they use to help keep it from getting damaged. And this is from Ross Wellman. And he works part-time at a golf course up there, so I understand the story behind that in the packaging. So let's get out there. These are the points right here that we're going to unwrap. And he wrote me a really nice letter, really nice note here, like that. I'd read it out loud, but it might be some personal stuff in there, so I won't. Just to protect people's, you know, location, their address, and that sort of thing. But anyways, Ross lives up in Oscoda, Tawas area of Michigan, and these are some of the points that he made. So the first one we got here is a very nice, kind of looks like a barbed and tang or possibly a Texas point. I think in the note that he sent, he said that this is a This is either a type of Texas point. It kind of looks like a barbed and tang to me. But it's made out of Georgetown flint from Texas. Beautiful material. So we have that one. It's going to be a nice addition to the frame. And then he also did a point. He just recently, from in the note, I think he was describing, he got himself some obsidians and day sights, and he made this Dalton point out of obsidian. He said it's his first attempt. Actually, let me get this white paper so you can see the detail a little bit better. But yeah, it's its first attempt at a Dalton point, nice and thin. And it's made out of dacite, which is like a type of obsidian. I've worked dacite, but I've had a little bit of trouble with it. It seems like it likes to snap in half a lot, real easy. And that's probably part of the reason why he didn't run all the flakes like he did, because he's got this big diving flake that went down and went in. And I think if you tried to run any flakes across anywhere in this area where this dive is, or even this other dive, there's like a second dive right in there. There's two of them. And I think if you try to do too much napping on this, it would snap it in half. So good call, Ross, to pass on that and not try to finish it. Sometimes in Flintknapping, it's better to not try to make it entirely perfect than to try and make it perfect and snap it in half. So anyways, without further ado, let's find a home for these orphaned points from Ross. They're looking for a good home. So let's find a place to put them. And I'm thinking, looking at the frame here, I kind of want to keep these together though, because that's just sort of how it is. I want to keep this area kind of open in here, because in case I add any more points from Sal or from Patrick or whatever. So everybody kind of has their own little area. And what I might do, I might try putting these, let's see, maybe right here perhaps. Put them like this down on this side, like that maybe. I think that's what I might do, is put them like that. I kind of like to stagger them, kind of make them alternate a little bit. I'm going to try and move these in a little bit, because every little bit of space in this frame is critical to keep everything, where it's all in good view. So I think that's where I'm going to put those for right now. Ross, and I'm going to keep them over here for now. I might move them around again, but I noticed that Ross didn't sign these at all, and that's okay. I'll sign them for him. Patrick signs his. Sal signs his points. As you can see, he's got kind of a cool signature on there. Yeah, I think he signed it like that. And then Patrick is always good. Anything you win on the auctions, he always puts a nice sign on there. I got to find out what kind of pens he uses for that, because I'm going to have to sign Scott Lauer's points also. So anyways, I'm going to put these in here about like that. They may be moved around a little bit, but when I get some markers, I'm going to sign these. I'm going to try and sign them nice and neat like Patrick and Sal does. And I'll do the same for Scott's points in the frame. So anyhow, that's what's going on. I'm going to show you how we put this back together. I still gotta clean this glass. It's a little dusty. This is an older frame that I kind of pulled out of my boneyard of frames. I have a lot of artifact frames, cardboard and wood. But usually I don't get stuff into a wood frame until I get like a considerable amount, and I fill one of these cardboard rinker frames up, and then I'll move them to a nice frame. Yeah, and that's the plan that I'm going to do. And who knows, with this Masters of Flintknapping frame, I might even get a much larger frame. You can get these frames in like 2 foot by 3 foot long. I've seen them as big as like 4 foot long frames, and they'll be like 2 or 3 feet wide at big artifact shows. You'll see frames like that. So who knows? I may very well get a frame like that. I know you can't see my hands right now, but I'm just putting these pins back in to hold the frame together. And as always, when you work with these rinker frames, and if you watch in my previous videos, I have like I put extra padding in there. I kind of adjust the padding, so that everything stays tight. But always remember, when you have a frame, whether it's a wood hinged frame that with latches, or it's a rinker frame that's cardboard like this with pins holding it together. Okay. One thing I always do is when I put points in the frame, I kind of give it a little shake test. Just kind of see, make sure they don't slide around. You can see nothing's moving. Nothing's going to bang into each other. I can flip this thing upside down. I can move it around. Nothing's going to move in there. So that's a good little test to make sure that doesn't happen. And like I said, I've been busy with work, but another project that I got going on, and when I get a couple days, I get like 2 days off in a row, so I may have time to work on this. But I've been collecting some stuff for making boppers, my copper boppers. I've got two. These are, I think, 3/4 inch. That's a common size to use for a copper bopper, for making them for flint knapping. 3/4 inch is a good size to go with. So I got two of those, and then I got two of the 1-inch caps. These are considerably thicker copper on them. And I'll do a thing where I'll put them in a doming kit, and I'll dome them out, and I'll make them and put wood handles on them. Just because like I said, I'm still trying to catch up on bills and money from that. Otherwise, I would order Mike Tuff's boppers. Like I said, he makes some fantastic boppers, and I do have a couple of them, but some of the bigger sizes and the ones that I beat up a lot, I just figured I'd make my own. And then I got this 1-inch cap, or 1 1/4 inch cap. I think that's one of the larger sizes that I can get at my Menards store, which is it's like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. If you got a Menards around, they're really awesome. They've got a large selection of copper caps and different things like that. If I really had to find an unusual copper cap, I'd go to Warren Pipe. It's a plumbing supply store here in Michigan, and they have everything. They've got caps like this that probably go up to like 4 inches. 4 6-inch diameter caps. They got a lot of specialty items, but a cap that big would probably be about $25 or $30. I think these are running around the 3/4 inch and smaller sizes of caps. They run around $1.50, $2 a piece. I think when you get into the 1-inch and the 1 1/4, you're getting into about a $4 or $5 cap each of those. So anyways, just a little update on that. I'm gonna make some more boppers, because I beat the crap out of a couple of my boppers, so I need some replacements. I think the one I beat the crap out of was one of these 1 1/4 inch size ones. So anyhow, let me put this frame back down so you can see the keeper frame of Masters, Flint Knapping Masters. I haven't gotten anything in this frame yet myself, because everything I've been making has either been breaking in half, or breaking a barb off, or it works out to be a good sized piece, and then it works down and breaks, and then I get to something a little tiny thing. And I'm just not as happy about anything I've made so far to put in a frame. I'm sure as I get more knapping in, I'll do better and have some of my own additions in here. But as of right now, I've been just struggling with finding a job and doing other things and getting caught up. So I haven't been doing a lot of knapping. So anyways, hopefully in the future I'll get some more knapping in. May have to start doing knapping more next spring, and I'll have to do some videos on some other things throughout the season, the upcoming months here. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I always love the comments. I don't get enough of those, so people leaving comments is good. I like that. And I always always happy to answer questions on flint knapping related topics, fishing related, hunting, camping, foraging, looking for wild foods, um, and artifact collecting. Because I do the flint knapping, but I'm more of a walk in the field picking up authentic artifacts. It's what I've been doing for 45 plus years. So anyhow, like I said, I'll see you again in the next video. Hopefully I'll have one here in the upcoming week here. But anyway, stay tuned, and more videos are coming as I can have time to make them or come up with ideas. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.